Welcome to virtual Bobcat Day here Saturday. We're super happy that you have joined us. We know we'd rather see you in person, but this is the next best thing, and just think it's a little warm here today, so you're probably nice and comfortable with air conditioning and a cold drink in your hand, maybe kicking back on the couch. So maybe this works out a little bit better for everybody today. You are in the 4 p.m. session for transfer students. And this is going to be recorded. So if you missed anything, or if you want to rewatch it later, this video is being recorded and it will be posted on our bobcat.ucmerced.edu website, probably early next week. So you can check back. We do have a feature where you can submit your questions, and we will have a moderator answering your questions throughout the session. At the bottom of your screen, there's a little Q&A tab that you can click on to submit your questions, and they will be answered. And also, if you're having trouble listening, hearing, there's a little control in your lower left-hand corner that lets you adjust your volume as needed. My name is Amy Smith, and I am the Interim Director of Marketing for Admissions in Communications. And I've been with UC Merced since 2012. So love UC Merced, go Bobcats, yes. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over for you guys to enjoy this presentation brought to you by this amazing team. And Denise, it's all yours.
Thank you, Amy, and welcome everyone. Again, thank you for joining us on this beautiful Saturday. My name is Denise Rocha, and I'm the Student Ambassador Coordinator and Advisor here at UC Merced. In today's session, we have two of our most amazing transfer ambassadors that are here to answer all of your transfer related questions. From classes to campus resources to student life, our students are here to share their own experiences. So to get our conversation started, we are gonna ask our student ambassadors to please go ahead and introduce themselves.
My name's Alexis. I'm a 4th-year student here at UC Merced, majoring in management and business economics. Transferred from Merced College and originally from Lee Grand, California. It's like 20 minutes outside Merced, so that's me.
Hello everyone, my name is Celeste. I'm a sociology major. I recently transferred this past fall 2019 from Cerritos Community College, which is located in LA County.
Yay, thank you both. So to get our conversation started, our first question is, how did you choose UC Merced and what factors contributed to your decision?
So the way that I chose UC Merced was that in my community college, I was part of a Puente program. And in that Puente program, we got the opportunity to come and visit 5 North Cal campuses. So Merced was the first one. I liked it. I liked the view. I liked the environment. It was very welcoming. And then soon after that, I came to the Transfer Academy in the summer, and I connected with somebody who even offered me a job and insisted that if I do ever come, I'm always welcome for a job as a student ambassador, and now I am. And now I'm here. I like it. I like the sociology department. I always saw the environment as very friendly, and as soon as I got here, I got exactly what I saw. And yeah.
For me, I graduated high school in 2014, and straight out of high school, I went to CSU Sacramento. I attended there a year, didn't really like the atmosphere, big school. So I came back to Merced College, did 2.5 years there, then transferred over to UC Merced fall 2018, and graduated this May with one of my bachelor's, hoping to pursue maybe grad school in the future.
Awesome, thank you, Celeste and Alexis. Again, we encourage you to please use the Q&A box to ask any of your questions. But to continue our conversation, please tell us, how did you choose your major and or your minor?
All right, yeah, for sure. So my major, management business economics. So at Merced College, I was doing business administration. And so the closest thing they have here at UC Merced is economics, management, but there's this program with management and business economics, which, I mean, it gives you kind of the best of 2 worlds, I could say. So that was my way of choosing.
Well, for me, it was at my community. Actually, it all started at my high school. Straight out of high school, I wanted to be a teacher. I followed the teacher program in my community college of Cerritos, and I didn't like it. I had to drop out because of an accident. Then I came back. I joined Puente, and in Puente, I found out about counseling and how I could help students in that way. And I soon planned to do that. I decided on sociology because they told me it would be either sociology or psychology, or I could even choose other majors as well. But as long as I do my master's in like counseling or therapy, and that's my plan, I plan on doing sociology here at Merced, and then afterwards getting my master's in therapy. And yeah, that's how I decided.
Perfect. Thank you, Celeste. Our next question is, being a transfer student, did you decide to live on or off campus? Why did you make the decision, and were you happy about it?
So for me, I actually decided to live on campus. In the beginning, I thought I was going to live on campus, but it turns out that there were off-campus apartments. Um, this is my first academic year, so I got the opportunity to live in the Heritage Apartments, which is off of campus. But then now, as of next year, I'm going to be housed on campus because they're not going to offer those apartments. And I only chose to live on campus just because I want to get that in life experience. And I feel that by me living off of campus, I didn't get the in life experience on campus. Yeah.
So for me, I mean, I'm a local student, so my drive is like a 20-minute drive to a campus. But I mean, I would definitely, if you have the opportunity, definitely recommend you stay on campus because I mean, sometimes after my econ club meetings end, uh, I'm walking down the hill, and then you see all this like almost little community type, like because you see people in the dining hall, people at the library, people at the gym. It's nice. If I was a transfer student and I was coming from far, I would have liked that.
Mm-hmm.
And just on saying that conversation, can you find roommates from UC Merced to live off campus with? So
Oh
finding
yeah.
roommates, talk about the resources available.
So the good way for you to find housing off of campus is to connect to the Facebook page on UC Merced Classifieds, and you could get connected by getting another Merced student to add you into the page. And a lot of students like post like about, oh, I'm looking for a roommate, I'm looking for a housemate, I'm gonna rent out this house and I'm just looking for a housemate. This is the rent, this is how big the room is, these are pictures. Sometimes they offer pictures, sometimes they don't, and that's a good way to find it. If not, just getting to meet people and asking them like, hey, do you live off of campus? Like, I would like to see if I could room with you, or like, you know, things like that. Or if you're actually transferring with somebody else and you would like to room together, you could find apartments off of campus. Actually, during orientation, they announce a few housing options off of campus. So maybe during virtual orientation, they might have it, or if it does happen in person, you could view it in the fair.
And here's another question of what to do. What do you both like to do on campus and in Merced?
On campus, I like to go to the library, fourth floor to be exact. Uh, that go to the pavilion and eat because it's all you can eat buffet. And then around Merced, I'm being a local student, so I always like to go out and eat different places. I mean, my favorite tacos are from Los Reyes, which is on our street. Other than that, I mean, yeah, definitely eat, go around the library or just walk around too.
For myself, it's actually going to the lake because Yosemite Lake is a walking distance from campus. It's a really nice, relaxing view. Like I'm not kidding. If you're ever stressed out and you just need a break, just get a friend or two and ask them like, let's go have a picnic at a Yosemite Lake. Just go walk over there or just drive there if you want. But walking is preferred just because you get the fresh air, you get the experience of like walking with some fresh air. I also, yeah, I would say the library. The library is a good resource for you to get studying like really good. There's actually quiet areas where you could go and study. You could even reserve a study room, and yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, in Merced. So in Merced,
Uh,
sorry. Yes?
oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Oh, no, go ahead. You can finish your answer.
Okay, so thanks to doing Merced, I actually have walked around downtown. I got lost with my roommate, but we found ourselves with Google Maps. We were actually like 20 minutes away from home and we didn't know. We were about to walk home. So I got lost in downtown. It's really nice. There's a lot of mom and pop shops. There's 2 movie theaters. And also I've been to this good ramen spot, which is called, I forgot what it's called, but I know it's like on 16th Street and R Street, right behind Sonic. So, yeah. I don't know if you know, Alexis. It's right next to Guadalajara Panaderia and Bakery.
Noah's.
Yes, Noah's Vietnamese. That's a good
Vietnamese.
ramen place. I recommend if you all are into ramen. Yeah.
Thank you. And our next question is about transportation. Are the cat tracks free to use? Is it better to use this type of transportation as opposed to driving to campus and finding parking?
Yeah, cat tracks are free to use for students as long as you show your cat card. And you could also use, other than cat tracks, you could use the Merced County bus. And then what was the second part of the question?
Parking. How is your drive to campus and parking?
The drive there's no traffic whatsoever. Of course, it's Merced. There's quite a few stops though, that's for sure. Parking, it's very accessible. I mean, we have like it's a big parking lot. So I mean, you won't like have any issues finding parking. But yeah, what was finding parking is pretty simple, pretty easy. I mean.
And this question is for Celeste in particular, because I know that you are a sociology major.
Mm-hmm.
This person is asking, what does the department look like and what do they offer? So what kind of resources do they offer for students?
So they actually offer a lot of like workshops and webinars. They invite professional staff to come and present about their research, and then they even advertise a lot in the COB 2 building because that's where Shaw is located. They even send out a lot of emails, and not a lot because I ignore them, some of them, but they do send out a lot saying like, oh, there's this workshop and it's about this and that. So they offer a lot of workshops, a lot of research opportunities, and yeah, that's as far as I know.
Thank you. And I think both of you have been to Yosemite Lake. Is it free for students? Yes. Okay. Thank you.
I mean, the ride up to Merced was free for me because I went to the Yosemite facelift with the Community Engagement Volunteer Center. I'm guessing that's what it's called. All I had to do was just pay $20, and then they got me there and back, and they gave me back the $20 on the way back. And basically, all we had to do was just clean up Yosemite, and it was pretty nice. We connected with the native tribe that's located up there in Yosemite.
And this question is also for you, Celeste. Tell us about your experience with the professors in your department.
Ooh, actually, they're really nice. They really are. Like, one professor saw that I was getting close to like a D, and then I actually got down to an F, and the professor was like, you could turn in this paper late. I'm letting you do that just because I know what you're going through. And then they even offer office hours. They insist it. They're like, please come see me. Like, I feel like Shaw is like pretty smooth. They're pretty nice. Um, yeah. The TAs are pretty cool too. You could definitely talk to the TAs and the professors and say like, can I schedule an appointment with you? I'm kind of lost with this assignment, or like I need more help with this, or I just want to clarify a few things. And yeah, even right after class, they're like, yeah, go ahead and ask. Yeah.
And as we are talking about classes and majors, we have two questions that are related to this topic. So the first one is, what are the classes like, class sizes like? And the second question is, how did you know what classes to take your first semester at UC Merced? Was it easy for you, like the transition from community college to UC Merced? So two questions, the size and then the classes.
You want to go or you want me to go?
You could go. I feel like I'm talking a lot.
Sure. No problem. All right. So yeah, the class of the size, class size aren't that big. I would say our ratio is 21-1, but usually the classes I've been to, they're like 30 students top. So you get a one-on-one connection with the professor. Either like, so you have 4 different professors, right? Say for example, you're taking 16 units, so you get that one-on-one when you go to office hours. And then the second part of the question.
How was it your first class?
Oh,
First
like
time in
getting
class?
classes, right? Getting
Yeah.
classes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, how did you selected your courses for your first semester at UC Merced?
So the first semester, you would have to go to what's called. I mean, you go to your orientation, and then right there, you get a list. Kind of before that, your advisor sends you a list of classes that she recommends you take, or he here, and then you choose that. And then I think the first semester, you have to attend like a mandatory meeting with your advisor, and then you guys go over your plan for the classes you got to take in order for you to graduate. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't even want to add anything there, Celeste.
No, you pretty much said everything. Like,
Right.
yeah, you get an email from an advisor, and then in your first semester, you schedule a meeting, and I think it's called third year jumpstart, something like that. Yeah.
But definitely
And then,
take advantage of that advisor. Like,
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
they're there to help you. Like, oh, you know what? Hey, I need to do this. Oh, right, you need a petition for that, or you got to do this. They'll definitely help you.
Also, with TRV, which is a good program for transfers, which is Transfer Returning and Veterans Program, they have right now, they're called fellows. So fellows are actual students of Merced, and they're also transfers, veterans, or returning students. And what they do is they basically have a meeting with you to help you with your My Degree path and help you figure out everything that you need before you go to that third year jumpstart meeting that you need to do your first semester. Yeah.
okay, and on this same conversation of classes, 2 questions again. Is it hard to get the classes that you want that you need when registering? And then the second question is, was it easy for you to have your community college courses transfer over to UC Merced? So registration and then transferring courses.
Okay, so for registration for me, it was pretty smooth. I got all my classes. I actually got all the ones that my advisor requested, well, not requested, but put an override for in the email. And sorry, I forgot the second question.
Transferring your courses from community college to UC Merced. Just tell us about that process. Was it easy? Any challenges that you encounter along the way?
So my advisor ended up sending me an email saying you need to fill out a course verification form for these courses, and I think it was like 5 of them, and they were all my social classes. So I had to fill out the form, provide my syllabus for each class, and then submit them each individually. Then after that, I had to wait to see the verification, like to see if they got approved or not by both Shaw and the Shaw advising and Shaw professors as well, if they approved it. And then throughout that process, of course, I needed my social classes to get into the other classes for the fall semester. And what I had to do is I had to email each professor ahead of time and request them if they would let me override. I would tell them, like, look, I have statistics for sociology, I have intro to sociology, and I have the other sociology course that I also need, which is like Soc 10 and Soc 15 here. And then they would say yes. They would always say yes. They would never say no. And then I would have to send that copy of that email to my advisor. My advisor would approve it, put an override, and tell me, like, okay, now you could get the class. And then I would get into the class. So it was hard, but it wasn't, just because the resources were there and they were very helpful to help me. And yeah. Do you have something similar or no?
Yeah, for me, I mean, or like getting classes wasn't too hard. Even like the semester where I think it was the second week already. I had trouble because I was taking too much econ classes, and I was supposed to take non major upper division classes, so I had to switch it up and get some like philosophy and history class, and it wasn't too hard. I mean, I found space for it, and it was good. Uh, and on the other question, for me, it was kind of tough getting classes to transfer over because I originally had attended CSU Sacramento, and so it's a whole different system. But I mean, Celeste said, you put in that you send in the syllabus, and then you wait for like I think 12 weeks, and
Yeah.
at the end they decided it's approved or not, and
Yeah.
luckily for me, they were approved.
The only course that wasn't approved for me was the psych course, just because that's not my major. So that's the only one that they didn't approve. But other than that, they approved all the others.
And our next question is, any events or activities that you enjoy on campus?
So I'm actually part of Hermanas Unidas. I enjoy going to the meetings. We meet, well, it's going to change, but we meet once a week. And we're also welcome to join the body meeting, which is called steering meeting. With them, we have activities within the meeting, so they make it fun and also knowledgeable. And then other things, TRV has multiple events. They have study sessions. They have like a game night, which is pretty cool. And yeah, they have like other events too.
Yeah, I enjoy a lot of events, especially like the free ones and the ones you get free food or like free shirts. Those are definitely the ones that I like.
Oh, for Welcome Week, please, like if this does happen, definitely attend all the events for Welcome Week. Like for example, Target Night, you get a lot of free stuff. Just for being the first 50, you get a free bag full of stuff, and it's cleaning supplies, it's snacks, it's school supplies, everything that you need. So it's definitely good for you, especially if you're gonna be living off of home and you need these supplies. They're gonna provide it for you. Like of course, it's not a lot. It's like sample sizes, but it's a full bag, a full Target bag. And even throughout the store, you could get free stuff.
Yeah, actually, earlier this week, I just got a free shirt for voting for ASU,
You see?
ASU ACM or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like,
That's good,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
On the topic of classes that we just covered a little bit, how many classes do you recommend taking your first semester? How many units, sorry?
So there's this thing called Journey to 30. You must take 15 courses a semester, and that's a good way if you plan on being on track for graduating on time. I myself actually took 12 units my first semester, and my second semester, which is now, I'm currently taking 12 units. But next semester, I'm actually taking 16 units. And it's just because I'm like, I already got the process of like learning how I'm doing this year. And I'm like, I think I could take at least one more class and just be on myself and all. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah. For me, my first semester, I took 12 units because that's usually what I took at the community college, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I highly recommend you take the 16 units. I mean, it's 4 classes, so it's not let's say a big workload. Definitely do that because I mean, at some point during your time here at UC Merced, you're probably gonna have to take 16 units. So it's not too difficult. Trust me. I took in the past 3 semesters 16 units. Piece of cake.
And on that same note, what is the max amount of credits that you can take with the standard tuition?
I think that's 18 because
Yeah,
my roommate decided to take 20 and she had to get that approved by Shaw. No, not by Shaw, by the SFC.
I think it was the dean, right?
Yeah, by the
I think it
dean,
was the
yeah.
dean.
Mm-hmm. They have to approve it, and they look at your GPA and how you've been doing. And if you're doing good, then most likely they do. Yeah.
And this 2 questions for you, Celeste. The first one is, what happens if you don't have the syllabus from one of your community college sociology course?
Mm-hmm. So, does your well, I can't really ask this, but like, if your community college has Canvas, usually you could see your old courses on there by logging into the same class. I mean, logging into your same login as your community college, and there's a tab for like courses, and then you would view it from there. You could see all your courses on there. So if it's on Canvas, then you could see your syllabus on Canvas. If not, then I would recommend emailing the professor and explaining to them your situation, that you need a course verification for your transfer school, and that you need the syllabus, if they could please provide it to you. And yeah.
Thank you. So the second question is, any teachers that you recommend that you have found particularly interesting or that you're enjoying right now?
I
I can let you
recommend.
think about that one.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm
I
like
have another-
Dr. Purtle. Dr. Purtle
Okay.
is so, like, I'm not kidding. A lot of people recommend her Sociology of Health course, and it's really nice. She has good reading. She had us read this book that had to do with Hmong people, the Hmong culture, and it was based on Merced, so we got to see what has happened in years past here in Merced. So it was pretty cool. I like her class. Yeah, I don't know about you. Oh, psych class. I recommend Dr. Mello. He's a good teacher. Well, good professor. Yeah.
Thank you, Celeste. And I have one third question for you. This is in regards to math classes. Did you have to take any math courses at UC Merced, or were you able to transfer your community college classes? And
As
that
a
was that enough?
So I actually took, this is what I did wrong. I didn't take statistics of sociology in my community college. Instead, I took statistics of psychology. So that's the course that I need to take. That's the only math. Other than that, I don't have to take anything else. But like that statistics course, I had a friend who took it, and she told me that it's pretty smooth. Like it's not so bad. Like they do research with statistics. So in other words, it's something that you're gonna be doing, that you're gonna be using in the future. So yeah.
Thank you. And our next question is about off-campus housing. Just tell us a little bit more about that. Like, how is it that you made the decision to live off-campus, and how is it working for you?
Well, for me, it was like an off-campus, on-campus housing for Merced. I didn't mean to choose it. I thought I chose on-campus housing. I thought I chose the Valley Terraces. Instead, I chose Village Terraces. I don't know if it's either, like, I don't know, it might be switched. It might be the other way around, but I thought I chose that one. But either way, it was so good to me. And I can't wait to actually live on campus, to be honest. I heard a lot of good things about, like, you get connected really well and it's easy for you to get to class on time. Like, there's somebody who actually walks in right on time and tells me like, oh yeah, I just woke up like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, wow, okay. Like that's not good, but if I'm ever late, now I know I can make it on time. Yeah. How about you, Alexis?
Well, the question's on housing, right? Or
Yeah. Housing off of
Yeah, I think
campus.
housing and financial aid, like, was that a big factor for you? And I know you live relatively close to campus. I know that you're in a different situation.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's another reason too. I kind of chose UC Merced. I mean, because it was gonna be, I mean, financially helpful too. I mean, I'm here, so all I gotta worry about is like gas, which is, I mean, price right now is that high, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last question for you, Celeste, I think maybe for right now. Your favorite class, your favorite sociology class that you have taken at UC Merced so far?
Sociology class. I would say that one, the one with Dr. Purtle. Like that's the number one, and then the second one would be like immigration, um, immigration something. It had to do with like knowing how we got to today, how there's immigration coming from like different areas of the world, and yeah. But yeah, sociology of health. I recommend it with Dr. Purtle.
Thank you. Now we're moving on to finding a job. So tell us, is it easy to find a job as a student? Just
Mhm.
give us your experience. You're both student ambassadors, so just share a little bit more about getting a job on campus.
All right.
You
So for me, oh, you want to go first, or? All
go
right,
ahead.
sure. Yeah, for me, before this my current position, I worked at Home Depot, and so I was a cashier and then a lot associate, which, I mean, the job wasn't hard. It wasn't hard to get either. I mean, because, I mean, all these big companies are always hiring, so it's not hard, relatively speaking. I know a lot of people from UC Merced actually worked at Home Depot or like Lowe's, stuff like that, and or fast food joints. And right here too, this current job, I mean, it's pretty easy to find like positions online. Just go to like jobs.ucmerced.edu and then put student, and then you'll see the campus jobs listed, and I'll definitely apply for all of them.
The way you would log into the jobs.ucmerced.edu, it would be the same way as you're logging into your UC Merced portal. And from right there, you could find jobs on campus, off of campus, in Fresno, Modesto, or Merced. And yeah. So yeah, they update pretty frequently. And yeah, there's even some job offerings right now for on campus. So I definitely recommend it to start applying now. Yeah.
Thank you. And our next question is about, similar to what we talked about early when we started our session. Tell us your deciding factor that pulled you to UC Merced. So maybe give us one or two.
Go ahead or go first, Celeste.
So for me, it was just how you see in the background. Merced is just so beautiful, to be honest. Like, to me, I love the connection that they have with like Yosemite National Park, and that was one thing that kept me like, okay, like if I could go to Yosemite National Park in the weekend. I can enjoy the fresh air and good view. It is just 2 hours, and I've already been there twice in last semester, so that was pretty cool for me. I love it. I guess another factor was just the friendliness. Like, no matter who I met, I always felt the friendliness within them. Like, I even connected with the transfer advisor named Iona, and I still have her number, and I would even text her and ask her questions, and she would greatly answer them. I would even apologize for messaging her so much, and she'd be like, no, message me with whichever questions you have. Like, I'm here to help you. And yeah, so just how friendly everybody was one factor too.
So for me, I mean, what pulled me to UC Merced is just being local, but also like I previously mentioned, I attended Sacramento State, and which is a big school. It's like 30,000 students, and so when I originally visited UC Merced for Transfer Thursdays, I believe it was the event. It was super small. It was like, I mean, you wouldn't even see a lot of people on campus, so it was like, oh, this is nice. Just a small environment, you know. I like that, and also, I mean, in high school, I was in an AP Spanish class, and we would take trips to study at the library. But then before that, I'm saying this is 2013. The campus wasn't nearly as big, so it wasn't too appealing. But then once I was at the community college, and then I seen UC Merced expanding, I was like, oh, this is nice. And then I visited. It's like modern day, you know, structures, technology, like everything.
Thank you. And our next question is a two-part question. The first part, I'll just ask the first part, and then I'll ask you both the second one. The first one is, how do you balance work, school, and life?
You could go.
Oh, okay. How do I balance work, school, and life? That's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes, you know, you gotta like put more priority on one or the other. But I mean, before when a campus was opened, I would always like say from let's say 9 in the morning to like 3 in the afternoon, I would be on campus. So I would either study, go to class, or just knock assignments out in the library. And then like because I'm a general ambassador, so I would attend like events in the evening. Then I would go ahead and work in the evenings, which, I mean, it was helpful. And life itself, I mean, you got the weekends, you know, from Friday to Sunday night. I mean, like school and then work, those didn't exist for me.
For me, I actually learned about time time management at my community college, and what I have is like my set schedule on my phone. Like, I'm not kidding, if I show you my phone, I have the classes, I have study time, I have my lunch time, because I would even have lunch dates with my friends on campus at the pavilion or the DC. I would even have like my own fun times, and then I would try to set my free day for Sunday so that I could do anything. I could just go out to the store, like just to restock on food, or I could just go to Yosemite, or just spend some time on campus walking around, or things like that. But definitely with work, they limit 18 hours per week if you're a full-time student. And with this job, we try to do the max of 10 hours. And I mean, the max of 10 hours. And that's actually really helpful for me. I feel that like 10 hours is already too much for me. I don't know about you, Alexis, but like for me, it's like 10 hours is already enough. Like, I feel like that's a good amount, and the job that we do isn't so bad, like, for us to be stressing out so much. And yeah.
Yeah, I love this job. It's rewarding.
Yes, I definitely agree. I like helping students, so like doing things like this, I like it. I think that's one of the reasons why I like this job.
And the second question is about challenges. Can you talk about any challenges that you have had during your time at UC Merced?
I mean, the first challenge, I guess the hardest challenge I had was like my first semester, because like being that big to call transition from community college to the UC system is, for me, was tough at least. But then I like, I always came in with the UC stigma. Oh, UCs are hard. And, oh, this and that, you know. But once I was there, I mean, and I met the professors. It was, I wouldn't say easy, but it was so like manageable. You know, it wasn't like nothing out of this world. And so my first like actual project for my political science class, it was I had to run regressions. And so like regressions, I didn't even know what they were talking about. What is that? And so I went through the office hours. And my professor himself, he was a transfer student too, so that like he connected with me, and like, I mean, he helped me out. He's like, oh, I'll show you how to do it. No worries about that. You probably should have came earlier to me with this, you know. I mean, I would have helped you. And so yeah, I mean, that was the toughest challenge for me, at least.
So my first semester was actually last fall, 2019, and I agree with him. It's like you have the stigma that UC Merced is like, well, not UC Merced, just UC in general is going to be a lot more challenging. Community college is different, like it's a lower level. It's just like high school to the university. But I began my first class, and then towards the middle, that's when I realized, like, okay, like I could do this, like I shouldn't be afraid. And just like him, like I wish I would have connected with my professors in the beginning, just because they are friendly. They do help you out. Like, please talk to your professors, talk to your TAs if you ever have any issues. That's one of the things that I wish somebody else would have told me. And yeah.
And on that conversation, can you talk about student tutors on campus?
I was about to just answer that question right here. Yeah, yeah, definitely. We have PALS, so it's peer assisted learning, I think, services, and so they're located in different, I think it's different parts of the library. At least for me, when I seen them, they're in the east wing, I believe, of the library, like all the way down in the corner. And so yeah, you're able to get help on different courses, whatever you need. And there's also the writing center, which is almost, I would say, tutors for writing. And yeah, it's a couple resources available.
Okay, and our next class is about your classes. If you had to, did you have to take any lower division courses once you transferred that you couldn't take at your community college?
Yeah, I had to take a lower division, not because I couldn't take it at my community college, because I put it off. Actually, two. So it was computer science, and then biology. So I just put those off. But I mean, if you if you run through everything, you shouldn't have to take lower division classes. But for me, I just put it off, and so I was like, I had no other option but to take them. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I have no experience with that.
Thank you, Alexis. And our next question is about campus. Is campus hard to
Oh,
navigate?
I was actually just answering that. I was about to press send. To me, it's actually pretty small. Like, it's easy to navigate. If you do ever need help, there's always a library assistant on the first floor of the Coloquian Library. And last time, well, my first semester, that's what I decided to do. I just asked the person who was there, and they easily helped me. They're like, oh yeah, it's right behind the pavilion, which is one of the newest buildings. Of course I wouldn't know, and it's called ACS. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say at least the first week for me, it was hard to like navigate. Like, I don't know where the California room was, the Crescent Arch
Yeah.
room, all these different like Valley Terraces, like stuff like that. But I mean, it's not big campus, so I mean, you get to know it real well once you're like, say, at the end of your first semester. Oh, I got to go to COB1, COB2, yeah, SSB, SSM.
Mhm.
It's pretty easy to navigate around.
Yeah.
Thank you. This next question is from me. What do you wish in retrospect you had known earlier?
Just like I said earlier, like that somebody would have told me like the professors and the TAs are there to help you, and you should definitely request their help if you do ever need it. They're available for appointments if they say it on their syllabus. Like, if you can't meet my time, email me and I'll schedule an appointment with you. And they are like, they all understand that we all have different schedules, so they're open for appointments as long as they are available. And if you do make it, like, they're gonna be there, you know.
For me, I think what I would have liked to know before, it was definitely like the stigma again. What's again like the
That's
UC
true.
system. I mean, when I was a senior in high school, I was like, no, I don't want to apply to UC Merced. It's close. I want to leave far, but also just because I mean it was UC, like, oh, it must be super hard. But then once I got here, my first semester, nah, this was a piece of cake. I could have done this like 2 years ago. Like, that's what I would have loved to know before this. You know, I would have definitely applied as a freshman, so that would have changed it. But I mean, I love my experience at community college. I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
So I mean, but that's definitely something I would have liked to know.
Thank you. This is about your involvement on campus. Are you involved in any clubs, organizations? And if yes, what clubs are you part of?
I'm just part of Hermanas Unidas. Yeah. HAU.
You want to
So
tell us what it is, Celeste?
So Hermanas Unidas, it all started in Berkeley, by five sisters, one by five girls. And we welcome anybody, no matter gender or any differences. We basically meet and we build an Hermana Unidad, and it's just for you to have that support and for you to stay connected on campus. So yeah, like, we have fundraisers, we have events, we even volunteer, so they help you academically. We have a mandatory of study hours where, if you do pay, like, you do have to pay for like a membership, and it's not that bad. But basically that membership helps pay off events that you have throughout the year. And we have volunteerships, we have bailes, we have like little events. And then there's also once a week where we meet with an advisor for hermanas, and they do creative events. Like, they recently did time management, they did like an arts and crafts activity, we did a painting session, and it was so nice and smooth. Like, we all felt very relaxed, and we were all just getting to know each other. And if like somebody had one class, we were like, oh, like, I want to take that class, like, how is it? So it's just that support and that guidance that you need. And yeah, they help you academically, and they also help you with experience for volunteer. And yeah. How about you?
So for me, being a management business economics student, I was part of the marketing club that semester, and then this semester, the econ club. So with the econ club, we talk about sort of econ related materials, like different investments, stuff like that. I think, the last semester in October, we took a trip to the Federal Reserve in San Francisco. And so we were able to learn like more about the Federal Reserve, what they do. And then we also went and like down, they have like other, I would say subterranean thing. There's a vault, and there's literally, I remember the guy saying $1 trillion. It smelled so good. And then it was crazy because we were walking like this little hallway, and there's like literally people counting money. It's like, that's the job. That's the dream job right there. Just counting money all day. It's crazy. It was nice. Oh, and at the end, they gave us a little bag of shredded like $100 bills, all sorts of bills. I still got that. It was pretty cool. So yeah, take advantage of all the clubs. There's over like 200 clubs, so you can find one that fits your needs and interests.
If you don't find a club that you don't like, you could always create one. So yeah.
Sure.
So this is my second to last question. Who has helped you the most with your transition from community college to UC Merced? Who or what resource has been the most beneficial to you?
For me, myself, I would have to say both Sheila and Kia, because even before this, I applied for, I think I applied twice at UC Merced. Both times I got rejected just because like requirements I didn't meet. For example, the tag program, I needed to pass all my classes with a C or better. So I mean, that was like kind of my fault. But then and then with the different admissions, but yeah, they definitely were helpful with my transition from like going from community college to the UC, and like the requirements needed to.
For me, it was actually the transfer returning and veteran program, TRV. They actually helped me by letting me know about events, and they actually have requirements so that you could get the lending book. You do get books that are lended for the semester for free. So I guess just the resources and them helping me out in the basis of like, oh, if you do ever need any help, like we're always here, you can talk to us. So the transfer fellows, they will actually have appointments so that you can meet with them and talk to them if you ever do need any help, or like just need somebody to talk to about your experience and like what you could do and all, like you could talk to them. They even have like in the first month of school, they have this meeting to invite the current TRV members from the previous year and the previous semester, and they invite the new TRV members, which will be the new incoming students. So that's pretty cool. We got to meet other students based on major or like any similar classes that we're taking. Like I didn't even know I had another classmate who just recently came in, and she came to the event, and I was like, oh wow, like I didn't know you were a transfer student, like that's cool. And then we got to know each other more, and now we're helping each other through this lab, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, I guess TRV.
Yeah, you also get to know a lot about transfer students, because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like this is a small community, so you get like I feel like at least the transfer students I know, I have like a more connection with them, because it's kind of a struggle at the community college.
Yeah.
Thank you. And this next question is, what are you proud of? Anything that you are proud so far in your educational journey, career?
Proud. I would say definitely like being able to graduate, because this has been a tough journey for me, at least. I mean, this is my 6th year in college, so it's wrapping up. I mean, not the way I wanted to, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's life happens. But yeah, I would say that's the thing I'm most proud of.
For me, I'd say just the fact that I'm here, that I actually graduated from my community college. Just, I guess, well, just like him, like I had a lot of struggles before, like even in the middle, like I said, I had to drop out due to an accident. So I guess I'm just very thankful that I got this far, that I graduated from my community college, and now I'm like halfway to graduating from UC Merced. Like that's definitely one thing I would say.
Thank you. And this question comes from Edwin, and he's asking about resources to finding a place to move. He will be moving to the area, and he's a new to Merced. So any resources and helping finding a place.
Just like I said, try to find another student who could add you to UC Merced classifieds. Yeah, it's on the Facebook page. You could even search it up and maybe you could request to add in and then just mention like I'm a new incoming student and I would like to be added in. I want to find housing options because there's a lot of housing options. Like a lot of students are finding for roommates, housemates, and all that. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I seen a lot of posts earlier when I was on Facebook. There were like, there's a couple rooms available.
Yeah. They range from like 300 to 900, so they're pretty affordable. And the utilities are like $70 that I've seen, or 50 to
Yeah.
like 80 or something like that. Yeah. So it's not too bad.
My next question is, tell us about your plans after graduation.
I actually already know my plans. So back at my community college, my counselor for Puente, she was the one that told me about what she did to get to where she's at, and I actually hope to maybe take over her job. I've even told her, and she's like, "Okay, yeah, like you're welcome to take over my job. By the time you're done, I'll already retire." And I'm like, "Okay." So I plan on getting my bachelor's in sociology here at UC Merced, hopefully minor in Chicano and Chicana studies, and finish off that. Then I'll go on for my master's in therapy at UC San Diego. And then right after that, I should be done. So I'm looking at like 3 years for that master's program and a year here, like a year and a half more. So yeah, not so bad. Oh, and
Yeah.
sorry,
Go for it.
I plan on either working there at my community college where I was recently at Cerritos College as a Puente counselor or just as a community college counselor, or working here at UC Merced as like a transfer advisor, just because that's what I like doing. I like helping people. I like talking to students and help them navigate their journey into the education system. So yeah, that's what I plan on doing. How about you, Alexis?
For me, graduation is coming up in a few weeks. I mean, I started applying to jobs, so I'm waiting to hear back. Actually, made a final interview at Vanguard, and I'm waiting to hear back. They emailed me like a week ago, and they said they were thrilled with my interview, and I was like, all right, cool. Just yesterday, I started my application for grad school at UC Irvine. So I was like, I mean, I see this. They emailed me a free waiver, so I was like, why not?
Yeah.
So definitely, I mean, there's a lot of things, but I think time will tell, you know.
Thank you both. And I'm just waiting to see if there's any other last minute questions, but is there anything that you would like to share with future UC Merced students, whether they're thinking about applying or whether they are, starting this fall, just any piece of advice?
So I actually want to answer a question that I saw in the chat. I don't know if anybody answered it, but like it was talking about like how do the apartments look on campus for transfers. So you're going to be housing at the Valley Terraces most likely, and the apartments, the way that they look like is 2 rooms, communal restroom with a shower, and then there's going to be a living room, and the furniture is provided. So there's a couch, and there should be a table, chairs, and there should be 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 drawers, and a closet for both of you. So yeah. I don't know. Let's see what else for advice. Definitely look out for the resources and the clubs. Like try to stay connected to campus if you can, just because that's gonna help you with your journey through here. Like, of course, you could come here and just take the classes and leave home, but I feel like at that point you'll definitely stress out. You'll definitely feel out of place. So finding your community here at UC Merced would be best. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say taking advantage of all the opportunities you're able to, come up with. So I mean, whether that be like free events, free shirts, what's it called, career center, get you a little mock interview, or find your internship, job fairs, anything like that. Just opportunities available, you know, because they're there, and just seek them out, you know.
Thank you, everyone. And I
put one in the chat for you, Denise.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. This comes from Amy. What is one word that describes UC Merced for you?
Family.
Yeah. I would definitely say friendly. Just because honestly, like, a lot of people are friendly on campus. Like, once I lost my ID, I thought I was never going to find it because it even had my heritage pass. And if I lost both of those, I had to pay for both of them. And I had to claim it right away. So I guess just the friendliness, like, I got my ID back. I thought I wasn't going to get it back, especially coming from LA. I'm like, oh my God, most likely somebody's going to use it. Somebody's going to steal it. No, they took it to the library. They gave it to the library assistant down on the first floor, and then the library assistant sent out an email to me right away, and I heard back, and I was like, oh my God, okay, I need to go for my ID. Yeah, so I guess friendly.
Same for you, Alex.
Oh, say it again? Oh, yeah, I said family, just because, I mean, I feel like we're all like a close-knit family, and we're all on the same goals. We're trying to graduate, whether that's transfer students, first-year students. We're all on the same goal, trying to pass these classes, seeking for better opportunities. That's
wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like there are no more open questions. You guys were really great. I love your spirit and all your wonderful stories about UC Merced, and I hope that inspires our transfer students as they prepare for the next leg of their journey. I was also a transfer student. I went to a CSU when I did it, but it was a great experience. And I do think sometimes some of the benefits of if you're coming from a community college, it kind of helps you also prepare though to get in the right mindset for being successful at a 4 year. So at least for me, it was a big benefit. So, and I know you'll find a lot of transfer students at UC Merced that will share that same experience too, I think. So yay, transfer.
Yeah, connect with TRV, the Transfer Returning Veteran Program.
Yep.
Very helpful.
Wonderful. Well, that will conclude our session for today. Thank all of our guests and our panelists and our attendees. Like I said earlier, this session is being recorded, so it will be posted on the bobcatday.ucmerced.edu page.